us. My name is Kim. I'd like to share a word from the book of Judges. It's the story of Joshua, just in brief. So, Joshua chapter 1, verse 8 and 9 says, "This book of the law shall not depart from your mouth. You meditate on it day and night, and be careful to observe and to do according to all that is written in it. Then you will make your way prosperous, and you'll have good success. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and of good courage. Do not be afraid, nor be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go." So just a brief context to these two verses. Moses was just about to die, and Joshua is now the one who's going to come in and be in charge. And from what we've learned about Moses, he was like a very uncharismatic guy, very humble, and he led the children of Israel. But Joshua was more of a warrior, like, he was like a general, in battle. And he was Joshua's assistant in the beginning, and at this point in time when the word was brought to him, Joshua must have been, afraid and uncertain about what would happen. Like a lot of times in our lives, we're always put in situations of uncertainty, and there's always levels for everyone. Labda we ni pastor Northgate na unajua kuna level above that, kuna labda PBC Westlands, and then maybe you're Donald Trump, you're the most, you're a billionaire, but then there's a level above that, there's like, the presidency. And maybe for Obama, he was president, and then after that now, he needs to exert his influence, without choosing the presidency, to impact lives through his foundation or whatever it is. So there's always uncertainty and there's always levels above us. But God is just basically saying, be strong and of good courage. In fact, he commands, he says, have I not commanded you? Be strong and of good courage. Do not be afraid, do not be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. So I think God also understands that we're in these situations of uncertainty and where we don't know what's happening, you're afraid sometimes. But God, I think he likes that. He likes you being in that space where you can rely on him, and you can activate your courage, and you can go forth and do what you need to, what it is you need to do. Psalm 27 verse 1 says, "The Lord is my light and my salvation, whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life, of whom shall I be afraid?" So God is basically telling us he's the God who created everything. He made everything literally, and he's the same God who will be with us through every situation. So he knows what we're going through, and he just calls us to to have courage in everything we do. And then Ephesians chapter 3 also says, "In whom we have boldness and access with confidence through faith in him. Therefore I ask that you do not lose heart at tribulations for you, which is your glory." So these things that we go through, they are tough times. Sometimes we whine and moan and we say, oh, life is hard, or life is this, or life is that. If life was that easy, then it would be boring. There'd be really nothing to look forward to. And God, I think, wants us to go through this thrill and this adventure of life, and he wants us to be courageous and strong. And I think he goes as far as to allow us to go through these tribulations, but at the end of the day, he knows that we'll succeed. So like a man like Joshua, he became such a strong warrior just because of taking courage in God. He was always known as that courageous warrior, that courageous fighter, such that it even reached a point where he literally prayed for the sun to stand still so that they could fight. Like, he literally had that much courage. Like, wanaweza maliza au enemies zao, like, alikuwa ameifeel sana mpaka he prayed for God to make the sun stand still so that they could finish off those guys and destroy them. And so God is just calling us to be strong, to be courageous, not to whine and hide and to get beat down by life, but instead to focus on him, to walk with him, to trust in him, and to lean on him. And there's also a verse that says the suffering may be for a small while, but eventually God will come and he'll make everything better. So if anyone likes war movies, I have two recommendations. Kuna moja inaitwa 1917, ingine inaitwa I've forgotten the other one, but watch 1917. It's a very, very nice movie. Thank you guys. Have a nice week. Be blessed and enjoy your day.